Sunday, we get started with the Seahawks and their 12-3 record, currently number one in the PFT Power Rankings, the all-important, always binding. Why even have a Super Bowl? Just like hand out the trophy based on who finishes number one at the end of the regular season in the PFT Power Rankings. They go to Carolina to take on the Panthers, who are 8-7, and they beat the Rams in Carolina. They lost to the Saints in Carolina. They beat the Bucs in Carolina, and here come the best team in the NFL right now, 7.5-point favorites, 42.5 over under. Carolina clinches the division with a win and a Tampa Bay loss in Miami, so Week 18 would mean nothing Panthers Bucs if that plays out. Also, Seahawks will clinch the West with a win and a San Francisco loss and a Rams loss. Do the Seahawks win? 88% of the spread money is on the 7.5-point home underdogs, the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks. I am. I think first off, I just look at it and I go, the Seattle Seahawks, right? I don't think they're going to let Carolina's run game run roughshod over them and dominate them that way. It's going to have to be throwing the football, and I'm just not ready to say, with this kind of team, this kind of matchup, that the Carolina passing game can just carry the squad like maybe Matthew Stafford did with Seattle last week. I certainly don't. We're seeing moments of that from Bryce Young. There's no question. I talked about that on Football Night in America with you on Monday, my pod, all of that. That's good, but I'm not ready to sit here and tell you that they're surgical and they're going to be able to do some of the things the Rams did to the Seattle defense. So I look at that and go, okay, advantage Seattle. The other side is a little bit the same story, but a little bit of the opposite take. One, I think Seattle's going to be able to run the ball on Carolina a little bit, right? They're susceptible to the run game to a degree. And then on top of that, too, which becomes scary when they become running the ball well, and you're a team that plays zone at times, I think that they'll be able to come up, play action, and find some holes in those zones where guys worry about the run and do some of that. And that's where I look at, Seattle to have an advantage in this one. It's a pretty good secondary with the Carolina Panthers. They don't play a ton of man-to-man. I don't think this is the group you want to play man-to-man against with Rashid Shaheed and Jackson Smith and Jigba. The one thing that worries me about Seattle is sometimes they lack surgicality on the offensive side of the ball. They're a little too big play reliant, in my opinion, okay? But with all of that, I like Seattle in this one. And I think it's like a late touchdown that kind of puts the Carolina Panthers away. I'm going to go 28-20 Seattle Seahawks on the road.
I've got the Seahawks winning this one by the score of 30-24. So I'm giving the Panthers the cover, and I think there's a chance the Panthers could win. I didn't have the guts to pick it.
Yep.
One of the realities is, for whatever reason, under Mike Macdonald, the Seahawks have been very good on the road. They have extra time to get ready for this one, and they're playing for the number one seed. They still have that opportunity. They're in the driver's seat. They're going to have to beat the 49ers Week 18, and what a story that is for the second straight year. Sam Darnold with the number one seed on the line, going on the road from Seattle to San Francisco. In this case, last year it was Minnesota and Detroit. But that could be the final game of the year. I mean, if the 49ers beat the Bears on Sunday night and the Seahawks beat the Panthers Sunday afternoon, it all comes down to Seahawks at 49ers for the one seed. And I think they'll do what they have to do to set that up. And that's win 30-24 over the Carolina Panthers.
Yo. Thanks for watching, homies. We are now in the NFL season here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, game recaps, film deep dives, and much, much more.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Peace out. You know where to find us.